Hello, let's look at this question also. We have to find the equation of the tangent to the curve. Y is equal to s squared minus s minus 2 at where the curve meets the line. Y is equal to s plus 1. Okay, so we are supposed to find the equation of the tangent, okay? But the equation of the tangent, we are finding it at where the curve meets this line. Y is equal to s plus 1. Alright, where the curve meets this line. The point where the line is tangent to the curve is the point of intersection, okay, or the point where these two lines will meet. At the point where these two lines meet, then we can equate the two equations, okay, or we can solve them simultaneously. Okay, so it's at the point of intersection, so we can solve the two equations simultaneously, and then when we solve the point that we get, we use that word to find the equation of the tangent. Okay, right, so we have y to be equal to s squared minus s minus 2. First equation, y is equal to s plus 1. Second equation. All right, so we are finding the point at the point of intersection of these two, the curve and then the line. All right, so since y is equal to s squared minus s minus 2, and then y is equal to s plus 1, then we can say that s squared minus s minus 2 is equal to what? S plus 1. So this is y, this is y. So y is equal to y. Therefore, this is equal to this. All right. Then we bring y to one side, and then we get a quadratic equation. So we have s squared minus s minus 2 minus s minus 1 equal to 0. So we have what? S squared minus s minus 7 minus 2s minus 1 minus 2 minus 1 will be minus 3 equal to 0. Okay. So what we need to do is what? Is to get the values of s, or to factorize. Alright, so the coefficient of s squared is 1. You multiply by the constant minus 3. 2 factors of minus 3, that will give me minus 2 when I add. And that can be what? Minus 3 and 1. Okay. Minus 3 times 1 will be minus 3. Minus 3 plus 1 will give me minus 2. So when I'm supposed to factorize this, say it is minus 3 and 1, then that will be s minus 3 and then s plus 1 equal to 0. Alright. So that s times s will give me s squared. S times 1 will give me s. Minus 3 times s will give minus 3s. 1 minus 3 will give me minus 2. And then minus 3 times 1 will give me minus 3. You can also use a calculator and then you factorize this. So we have x minus 3 to be equal to 0 where s is equal to 3. Or s plus 1 equal to 0, which implies s equal to what? S equal to negative 1. Okay. So we can have s to be equal to 3 or s to be equal to negative 1. And you have find the equation of the tangent to the curve. Okay. So 1, we have s as 3 and s as negative 1. So if you want to find the equation, then we need a gradient. Okay. We need a gradient. But to us, because we are also finding the equation, we need a point and the gradient. So we have to substitute what? Substitute s into any of the equations so that we can find the corresponding y value. So we can say that put s into equation 2. That will be simple. Okay. So if s is equal to 3, it implies that from equation 2, y will be equal to what? 3 plus 1, and that will give us 4. Okay. So what will be the point? The point there is going to be what? 3, 4. So the point there is going to be 3, 4. And if s is equal to negative 1, then y is going to be negative 1 plus 1, and that will be 0. So what will be the point there? The point there is going to give us what? Negative 1, 0. Alright, so if s is equal to 3, we have y as 4. And if x is equal to negative 1, y will give us 0. Alright, so that is what we have. Okay, so now we are finding the equation of the tangent to the curve, to this particular curve. So before we can find the gradient, then we have to differentiate what? The curve, okay? So that we can get what? The gradient function. Is that okay? So when we find, we know we have what? Y is equal to s squared minus s minus 2. Therefore, the dy on the x will be equal to what? 2x minus 1. Alright, so this will be our gradient function. Because we are finding the equation of the tangent to the curve. Okay, to the curve. So the equation of the tangent to this particular curve. So this becomes what? Our gradient function. So when you want to find the equation, so you say that at point 3, 4. Okay, what will be my gradient? My gradient will be equal to what? 2 times 3 minus 1. It is 2s minus 1. So what is the s? 3. Okay. And what is 2 times 3? 6. That is 6 minus 1. That will give me 5. Okay, so if that is 5, then what will be my equation? So my equation can be obtained as what? Y minus y1 and multiply s minus s1. Okay, so at this particular point, then y minus 4 equal to 5, which is the gradient, s minus 3. So it will be y minus 4 equal to 5x minus 15. Then my equation can be, let me bring y to one side, y minus 4 minus 5s plus 15 equal to 0. So that will be y minus 5s minus 4 plus 15 give me what? Plus 11 equal to 0. So at this particular point, the point 3, 4, this will be the equation of the tangent. Alright, so let's also see at point minus 1, 0. Our gradient, let's find our gradient. So our gradient will be equal to what? Our gradient 2s minus 1. So 2 times minus 1 minus 1. 2 times minus 1 will be what? Minus 2 minus 1. That will give us minus 3. Alright, therefore our equation can be y minus, what is our y1? 0 equal to negative 3, the gradient, s minus minus 1. Okay. So that will be y equal to minus 3 s plus 1. So y will be equal to minus 3 times s minus 3s minus 3. Okay, so this can be our equation, or you can bring y to one side to be y plus 3x plus 3 equal to 0. So our equation can be what? Y plus 3s plus 3 equal to 0, or y minus 5s plus 11 equal to 0. Alright, I think this is understood. We will meet again in our next lesson. Bye bye.